Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. I'd ask you to please rise for the presentation of the colors and then remain standing for the national anthem as performed by Agent Ike Beers of the Lakewood Police Department Honor Guard. And then after that, please remain standing for the invocation from Pastor Jeff Rogers, who's the executive pastor at Applewood Baptist Church, and he's a retired Lakewood Police Sergeant. Thank you.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Would you please join me as we open up in prayer? Lord, as we come to you today, it's with light hearts and excitement as we get to honor people for various acts of commitment, bravery. Lord, this reminds me of what you've given us in the Old Testament, a wonderful book of history, a wonderful book of law, where we talked about in 2 Samuel, you told us of the mighty men of King David, men who stood for what was right, in the face of insurmountable odds. Lord, today, as we honor the mighty men and women of the Lakewood Police Department, it's with the understanding of who you are and our prayer that you keep them safe and keep all of our law enforcement officers safe. Lord, we thank you for what you've done in this city and the lives of these citizens. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Please have a seat. Thank you. Good afternoon and welcome. I'm Dan McCasky, and on behalf of all the men and women of the Lakewood Police Department, I want to thank you for attending our 2017 awards ceremony. This is a day where we honor the outstanding achievements and actions of the men and women of the Lakewood Police Department, as well as some volunteers and citizens. So before we get started, I wanted to recognize some of our distinguished guests in the audience, and some of our Lakewood City Council members present include Councilman Charlie Abel, Councilwoman Ramey Johnson, Councilwoman Karen Harrison, and Councilman Pete Roybal. So welcome. And I apologize up front if I miss anybody, so please forgive me. I'd also like to extend the thanks of City Manager Kathy Hodson and Mayor Adam Paul, who could not be here today. There's a couple other dignitaries in the audience. Our former Chief of Police, Ron Burns, is joining us today, and it's always good to see Ron. And Chief Dan Brennan from the Wheat Ridge Police Department is also joining us today, and he is a former Lakewood police agent, retired from here as a police commander. So thank you two for being here. And a special thanks to Stan Hilke, who's the former Mesa County Sheriff and now is the State Director of the Department of Public Safety. So it's an honor to have you here, Stan. Thank you very much. There's also several men and women in uniform from other agencies and not in uniform, and I would just ask that you stand so we can give you a round of applause too. Thank you for joining us. On stage with me today are members of the Lakewood Police Department command staff, and I'd like to introduce them. First, Division Chief Ed Lower. Division Chief Anita Kester. Division Chief Steve Rickles. And also on stage with us is Commander Rob Buchan, who is the chairman of our awards committee. So thank you, Rob. And to my right, passing out awards will be Lori Miller. So, and we got to give Lori a lot of credit. She did a lot of work today, so thank you, Lori. So we have a very packed program for you. So first on the program is the Bernie Bernstein Scholarship Presentation, and I'd like to introduce Division Chief Lower to who will be presenting this award. Thanks, Ed.
So good afternoon. While I invite Eric Wyngarden, our recipient of this Bernie Bernstein Award, up here. Eric, I know you're out there somewhere. There you are. I'll tell you guys a little bit about the Bernie Bernstein Scholarship and the award itself. Bernie Bernstein was a longtime volunteer of our units, our theft unit, and the Lakewood Police Department. He was also an avid supporter of the Lakewood Police Explorer program. Following his passing, his family created this, the Bernie Bernstein Scholarship Fund, to recognize a deserving Explorer Scout. I'll be presenting this award today on behalf of his wife, Helen, and his daughter and son-in-law, Allison and Tom Greenyard. Eric, it's a pleasure having you here today. Eric recently graduated from Pomona High School, and he'll be attending Miami-Dade College, where he'll major in business. Eric joined the Lakewood Police Explorers in 2013, and due to his commitment and strong work ethic, he quickly rose to the rank of commander. During his tenure, Eric attended and participated in numerous conferences and competitions. At the 2014 and 2015 LEPAC Explorer conferences, Eric's teams took first and second place trophies in various competitions. He followed that up in 2016 by leading a team into competition and receiving trophies in 6 of the 9 events. His team captured 4 first place, 1 second place, and 1 third place. Eric's been an outstanding Explorer commander and has aspirations to one day become a police officer. I'll keep an application ready for you, okay? All right. It's for Eric's strong work ethic, his leadership, his commitment that he's been chosen to receive this year's Bernstein Scholarship Award. So on behalf of the Bernstein family, it's my privilege to present you, Eric, with this scholarship. Congratulations. Okay. Your hands right there. That's it. There you go. I'll invite Sergeant Matt Testa to the stage.
If I could have the members of the Lakewood Powell Board come up here, please. My name is Matt Testa, and I serve as the president of the Lakewood Police Athletic League. Thanks to the ongoing support of the league's membership, members of our department, the PAL has donated several $1,000s in support of Lakewood youth athletic teams. Additionally, on an annual basis, we award $1,000 scholarships to 6 students from area high schools and to the graduate of a PAL member. These are awarded to students who set a positive example through their service, sacrifice, and scholastics. Presenting these scholarships this afternoon will be PAL board members Dave Adams, Brian Paisley, Justin Maines, Tim Jacobson, and Michelle Wagner, who had to leave for a sick kid. At this time, can I have the recipients of the PAL scholarships come to the stage? Tate Herod, Fabian Estrada of Alameda High School, Hannah Heaton and Leilani McGaha of Green Mountain High School, and Kathryn Powell of Pomona High School, and McKenna Peters of Highlands Ranch High School. You guys want to stand here? This year, you'll note that we have 2 recipients from Alameda and 2 from Bear Creek, as we didn't get, 2 from Green Mountain, as we didn't get applications from Bear Creek or Lakewood High School students. First of all, I want to present Tate Herod. Tate's a senior at Alameda High School, graduated 9th in his class, and is planning to attend CSU for computer science. Tate's drive for excellence stems from the many difficulties he faced growing up. He refused to let adversity and family struggles stand in the way of his personal success. He's a multi-sport athlete, having contributed to the success of the Alameda football, wrestling, and rugby teams. Tate is an honor student with the National Honor Society. He's a hard worker both in the classroom and in the business sector, having worked for the White Fence Farm and Acorn Plumbing. And it's for his work ethic, scholastics, and leadership in youth athletics that he's been chosen by the PAL Board to receive one of this year's PAL scholarships. And before I invite Brian Paisley up, without actually trying to as a board, Tate's actually the 3rd member of his family to receive the scholarship, having an older sister and an older brother, both of whom received scholarships prior to this and have gone on to graduate college. So.
Hi, I'm Brian Paisley. I'm a detective with Lakewood, and I am here to introduce Mr. Fabian Estrada. Fabian is a graduating senior at Alameda High School. He plans to attend Ottawa University in Kansas for business finance and computer science. Fabian is an accomplished high school wrestler and has won regionals 2 times and all-conference placement twice. In addition to that, Fabian also has achieved All-American status in freestyle and Greco-Roman wrestling specialties. Fabian was the Colorado State champion for wrestling in 2017. Fabian has a strong commitment to community service and has volunteered at the annual Lakewood Police Department Christmas Cheer for Children program at Alameda High School. He also volunteers at White Fence Farm for Thanksgiving and at Vacation Bible School. Fabian's work ethic and commitment to service is evident. His desire to improve the community through his continued education make him an exemplary candidate for receiving one of the Powell Scholarships of 2017. Please join Fabian's parents. I think they're up front row here. Delia Ramirez and Fabian Estrada Sr., as well as his siblings, Jeanette, David, Isaiah, and Mariana, to congratulate Fabian on his accomplishments.
Good afternoon. My name is Jay Maines. I'm with the Powell Board. This year I have the tremendous honor of speaking to you about another scholarship award winner. This is Hannah Heaton. She earned a 3.7 GPA at Green Mountain High School and graduated with honors. Hannah participated in volleyball, basketball, and track. She earned academic all-state first team honors in all three sports and was selected to the Gold Honor Roll for all 4 years. Hannah has learned to be a strong leader and an inspirational teammate. She has a reputation of high character, being self-motivated and responsible. She is a team player and willingly takes on whatever role is necessary for the success of the team. At her core, Hannah loves to help others and wants to become a physical therapist. She will take her love of science, people, and that fighting spirit that she has to CU Boulder this fall, where she will be studying integrative physiology. Hannah's health teacher recently said, Hannah fits into the outstanding student category. She came to class every day with a smile, a positive attitude, a desire to learn, and always gave 100% in achieving her goal. Her teacher went on to say, her keen and curious mind made her a joy in class. Hannah has also served our community by volunteering right here in Lakewood at the Jeffco Action Center, by handing out school supplies, Christmas gifts, and restocking the warehouse with food. It's been said about Hannah that she will not only succeed in life, it's been said about Hannah that she will not only succeed in the class, but also in life. And I couldn't agree more. Therefore, Hannah, it is with great enthusiasm, and we honor you with a Powell Scholarship this year. On behalf of the Powell Athletic League and all its members, congratulations.
I'm not Michelle Wagner. Michelle is out, her kiddo's sick. She wishes she could be here. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce Leilani McGaha from Green Mountain High School. It's my pleasure to introduce Powell Scholarship recipient Leilani McGaha from Green Mountain High. Upon graduating, she will be attending fall classes at Arapahoe Community College to pursue a career in physical therapy. In high school, Leilani served as the vice president of the National Honor Society. She also participated in several musical productions and is a member of the school's choir ensemble, Shadows of the Mountain. Few scholarship applications have the impact that Leilani's did. In her letter of recommendation, her National Honor Society sponsor described Leilani's community project as having a profound impact on many lives. The project involved a Lakewood Senior Living Center, where she arranged a Hawaiian-themed senior prom for residents, complete with a DJ playing Hawaiian music. Leilani organized food, beverages, and decorations for the facility and even had her classmates perform a variety show. The show consisted of singing trios and quartets, as well as dance productions, and the school's orchestra playing solos. Attendees included the prom king and queen, who had been married for over 50 years, as well as a resident celebrating her 96th birthday. Leilani's recommendation letter emphasizes the impact the prom has on the residents and the students alike. It was this type of enthusiasm and service to the community that made the decision a no-brainer in awarding the Lakewood Police Athletic League scholarship to Leilani McGaha. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Dave Adams. I'm a detective with Lakewood Police Department. And it's my honor to be awarding another scholarship this year to Kathryn Powell. Hi, first time we met. We talked over the phone. Kathryn Powell is a senior at Pomona High School. She graduated with a 4.0 GPA and is planning to attend the University of Northern Colorado. She will study business with an emphasis on marketing. Kathryn has created the logo for her school's choir and has had 2 of her art pieces selected by professional artists to be included in an art show. Kathryn's grandfather, Mike Powell, worked for the Lakewood Police Department as a robbery homicide detective. And he was very active in the very early days of the police department, as well as the Police Athletic League and its scholarship program. I had the honor of working with your grandfather for several years and worked with him on the Powell board when I got started. Kathryn has been dedicated to her education and her involvement in her community. In addition to her significant academic success, she is a member of the FCCLA and the Pomona Arts and Humanities Program. Kathryn has displayed her desire to help others by volunteering her time in the Brookdale Retirement Home, as well as the Colorado Behavior Association. Here are some of Kathryn's own words that she wrote in her application. She said, "I've never met my grandfather, Mike Powell, but I am honored to be submitting my application for this scholarship that was dear to his heart. Kathryn, congratulations on being chosen by the Powell Board to receive one of this year's scholarships."
I'm Sergeant T.J. Jacobson, and I have the honor of introducing McKenna Peters. She is a senior at Highlands Ranch High School and is the daughter of our very own Detective Fred Peters. She graduated with a GPA of 3.4 and is planning to attend Cottney College in Missouri. In high school, McKenna was on the swim team, DECA, and girls leadership. She took part in the Lakewood Youth Police Academy and volunteered at the Boys and Girls Club. McKenna writes in her essay that she will be pursuing a degree in international business. Her goal is to travel the world, to change the companies she works for, ultimately breaking the glass ceiling to hold high positions in growing successful companies. And what an impressive goal it is. McKenna is described by her teacher, Nicholas Barron, as having, quote, "impressive maturity, engaging personality, and an incredible work ethic that always stuck out and shined brighter than many of her classmates," end quote. It is for all of these qualities and more that she has been chosen by the Powell Board to receive one of this year's Powell scholarships. Please join me in congratulating McKenna. That's it for the Powell scholarships.
I've got the pleasure now to introduce our Volunteers of the Year Award. One of our volunteer recipients, Terry Simmerly, could not be here today. But while I'm waiting for, let's see, we got Newt Vaughn, who is the recipient, coming up. Let me brag a little bit on this unit and what they do for this community and this department. You know, every year, hey Newt, every year is a great year for the police volunteer support team. During 2016, we had over 71 members of this support team, coupled with the volunteer victim advocates. They donated more than 12,500 hours to the police department and this community. In addition to their regular duties, members of the team assisted in a variety of events to include the collection and distribution of Christmas gifts to over 300 children in the city. This team does an awesome job. But I'm going to speak right now. Well, go ahead, yeah. I got a chance right now to speak about Newt Vaughn, and Newt is our co-recipient of this year's Volunteer of the Year Award. Newt's been a dedicated police professional and a volunteer since March of 2003. He's donated more than 2,800 hours, primarily working with us on motorist assists and extra patrols. Newt's greatest contribution has been his willingness to help wherever he is needed. He volunteers for special details, drives buses for charity events, helps with Citizens Police Academy, and sets up and clean up for events all throughout the year. Newt has a particular passion for vintage cars and has detailed our very own 1970 patrol cruiser on more than one occasion for presentations. Thank you. Recently, Newt has filled in for volunteers unable to work due to illnesses or vacations, and he does so without thought of inconvenience. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Newt's assisted us with high-profile investigations. He helps with critical incidents, provides logistical supports, and participates in searches for missing persons. Newt Vaughn's been a key member of this volunteer support team. He's a prime example of a person who strives to serve others with integrity, intelligence, and initiative. It's my honor and privilege to present Lakewood Police volunteer Newt Vaughn with this token of our appreciation as the Volunteer of the Year. We are now going to segue into the Communications Center Employee of the Year, otherwise known as the Eagle Above and Beyond Award. So I'm going to ask Dispatcher Lindsay Coons to come on up while I get a chance. Yeah. I'm going to brag on this group of awesome individuals, too. We have a staff of over 30 dispatch and call takers and a leadership team of 7 people. And that group alone fielded over 400,000 calls in 2016. Nearly 82,000 of those calls were 911. So when you need calm, when you need hope at the end of a 911 call, these are the people that are going to answer those for you. So Lindsay was a unanimous decision on behalf of the staff and the employees to receive this Eagle Award. Lindsay maintains a positive attitude throughout her workday while modeling teamwork, leadership, and professionalism. In addition to being a top-notch dispatcher, she's a go-to trainer. She excels at coaching and providing an accurate feedback of skills and areas for improvement. Whether meeting with trainees prior to the start of shift, offering to respond and during major incidents like the Green Mountain Fire, or providing assistance where needed, Lindsay excels at all aspects of her job. Lindsay has fielded and dispatched several high-profile calls this year. 2 of those critical incidents will be highlighted later in this awards ceremony, so this isn't the last time you're going to see her up here. Lindsay, you're a quality person, and it's my honor to work with you and recognize your performance with the Communications Center Employee of the Year Award, Eagle Above and Beyond. I'll now ask Division Chief Anita Kester to the podium.
I have the honor to be the Division Chief of Investigations. Miss Elizabeth Draper, would you please come up? Where do I begin to describe all the things that business specialist Elizabeth Draper does for the police department? She is our recipient of the Civilian Employee of the Year Award. And I'm going to try to give you the description as eloquently as I can. Elizabeth is a travel agent. She's a therapist. Just like Charlie Brown's Lucy, she's there when needed and still only charges a nickel. She's an accountant, keeping track of credit cards, statements, receipts, and bills, most of which appear randomly on her desk when she's not there. She's a mediator, a repair technician for those of us who are technically challenged. She's a party planner and a hostess. She's a scribe and a skilled writer. Somehow, she manages to translate and decipher our staff meetings into something that can actually be distributed into the PD. She's a shipping and receiving clerk, a scheduling master. Who knew there were so many meetings in so few rooms? She's a human Rolodex, and if she doesn't know the answer, she knows who does. And I would definitely be remiss if I did not mention her incredible patience with having a brand new division chief who is definitely needing her help daily. Somehow, Elizabeth accomplishes this long list of duties and responsibilities with a smile and a positive attitude every day, no matter what time of day it is. Elizabeth, you are an unsung employee, and it is my pleasure to present you the Civilian Employee of the Year Award. I also have the opportunity of the Detective of the Year Award. The Detective of the Year is Sean Templeton. He is unable to be with us today because apparently vacation's more important. I'm not sure where his priorities are and who gave him the time off, but we'll talk about that later. Sean Templeton has been a theft detective since 2002. He was assigned to the original West Metro Auto Theft Task Force. He's also an academy instructor and has been for the past 16 years. He teaches statewide for the Colorado Association of Auto Theft Investigators, as well as teaching auto theft classes specializing in event investigations. Detective Templeton has performed thorough investigations while demonstrating high initiative, teamwork, and professionalism, and is often complimented by his peers and patrol agents for his willingness to go out and assist them with all their questions and anything he can do to help out. It is with great pleasure that we will award Sean Templeton with Detective of the Year when he does return from his vacation. I'm sure he'll be tan. Aaron Hassell, would you please come up? He's here somewhere. I don't know, you'd think a guy like that tall, like you couldn't hide, but. Agent Hassell is the Auto Theft Award recipient. The annual Top Gun Auto Theft Award is presented to the agent who, through their dedicated work, has made a significant impact to address auto theft. The criteria for this award is the recovery of a stolen vehicle, along with the arrest of the suspect. According to the 2016 Colorado Bureau of Investigation, there were estimated 18,000 reported auto thefts in the state, an average of 347 per week. And in the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 45 seconds. So he has plenty of opportunities, is what I figure. An agent is awarded a lightning bolt for each physical arrest of an auto theft suspect. Agent Hassell in 2016 earned 46 lightning bolts, which means he put 46 people in jail. But the unique thing is, so many of these also had weapons on them. And I don't have that statistic, but day after day it was he got an arrest and he got weapons out of the vehicle. Agent Hassell has demonstrated his dedication to addressing the pervasive problem of auto theft in the metro area and is saluted for his professionalism and hard work. Thank you, Aaron. Hey, look, you're on there again. I would also like to mention this is his second year of receiving that award, or is it your third? I'm sorry, it's his third. Could you work a little harder, please? A little effort? And I would like to introduce Division Chief Steve Rickles to the podium.
Good afternoon, and thank you. Just to add on to Aaron Hassell, Aaron works in the patrol division, and it wasn't about, I think, 2 months ago when I came in early. Usually watch ones clearing about 6:20, and I actually timed when I saw Aaron get out of roll call, and I think it was about 28 minutes before he had an arrest after leaving roll call, so he's very impressive, and we're lucky to have him in the patrol division. If I could call for the next award, Agent Paul Clarvella. For those of you that attend these awards every year, you'll probably recognize Paul. This is his 5th time receiving the DUI Enforcer of the Year. Former Agent Mike Mon was very active with DUI enforcement while with the Lakewood Police Department until his death in 2009. As a tribute to Mike, this award is presented to the agent who leads in DUI enforcement. Again, for the 5th year in a row, Agent Paul Clarvella is receiving the Mike Mon DUI Enforcer of the Year award. I can tell you, for those that know Mike Mon or knew Mike Mon, Mike was an incredible police officer at this agency, and to be mentioned in a sentence with Mike is a true honor. Paul is dedicated to keeping the public safe by making DUI enforcement his priority. He's one of the drug recognition experts for the department and is a resource for agents on patrol. In 2016, Paul arrested 66 violators in addition to his other patrol duties. Since 2010, Paul has arrested nearly 443 arrestees for driving under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs. Agent Clarvella, I commend you for your continued effort in recognizing and apprehending drunk drivers and for likely saving the lives of many innocent victims. I'd like to now call Agent John Hinterreiter. So as John's making his way up to the stage, I had the pleasure of working with John when I was a sergeant on the street, when John was a younger agent. It was very evident to me from early on that John was going to have and is going to have a great career here at Lakewood. His professionalism is second to none, and I'm honored here today to give John Agent of the Year award. Agent Hinterreiter's performance consistently exceeds the standard for a patrol agent. Agent Hinterreiter served and continues to serve as a field training agent and did so this past year for several recruits, which is an added layer of responsibility. John is a strong coach. He provides clear instructions and is patient when teaching, which is why he is chosen as a primary field training agent. As you can see, Agent Hinterreiter is also a member of the Honor Guard, where he is exposed to a wide spectrum of people from other cities and police departments. His professionalism makes him an excellent representative for our department. John is also a member of our SWAT negotiations team and has been used for numerous extended negotiations this year. I can tell you, as the former SWAT commander, when John would show up on a call, I was really put at ease because I knew that we were going to have the best. He has gained respect from his fellow officers in taking on these extra assignments. Agent Hinterreiter is a proactive agent who is actively involved in community efforts to address criminal activity in high crime areas. John brings experience and knowledge to the job and serves as an informal leader. His commitment to the department and the citizens of Lakewood is without question. It is my honor to present Agent John Hinterreiter with the 2017 Agent of the Year Award. John, congratulations. It's a real honor. I'm very proud of you. Thank you.
I'd like to do some citizen commendations now, so could I invite Chris Archuleta and Cameron Turman-Fielder to the stage, please? Chris and Cameron are City of Lakewood employees, and on December 22nd, 2016, shortly before 2 p.m., Walmart management called us and notified us that there was a burglary suspect in their stocking area. Sergeant John Leavar located the suspect, and as he found the suspect walking through the parking lot. Sergeant Lee tried to stop the suspect and identified himself as a police sergeant and ordered him to stop. The suspect ignored his orders and darted across Wadsworth Boulevard into oncoming traffic. Sergeant Lee followed and tried to take the suspect into custody near a bus bench, and he was met with substantial resistance. He and the suspect slipped on the snow and fell to the ground. Chris Archuleta and Cameron Fielder, both City of Lakewood employees, were driving by and witnessed this. Cameron and Chris first confirmed with the sergeant that he needed help, then joined the fray to control the aggressive arrestee. Sergeant Lee was then able to arrest the suspect on suspicion of burglary and theft. Gentlemen, your willingness to become involved by assisting Sergeant Lee in the performance of his duties ensured that a known criminal would be held accountable for his crimes. So it is with great pleasure that I award you the Citizens Commendation from the Lakewood Police Department. Thank you. I'd now like to invite Robert Tim Wilcoxon and John Redner to the stage. And Tim's going to be receiving a citizen citation for valor, and John is going to be receiving a citizen citation for distinguished service. On February 6, 2017, an RP reported seeing what appeared to be an abduction by her neighbor by an unclothed man who dragged the victim into her own house. The victim was visibly injured and bleeding. While agents were en route, next-door neighbor Tim Wilcoxon entered the woman's residence through an open garage door. He called to the victim asking if she was okay. When he opened the door, he saw the young woman on the kitchen floor with a suspect squatting over her holding a knife. Fearing for the woman's life, Mr. Wilcoxon confronted the suspect, who turned and advanced towards him. Initially, Mr. Wilcoxon retreated to the garage, but quickly returned out of deep concern for the woman's safety. While the man focused on the victim, Mr. Wilcoxon was able to tackle him and pin him against the wall. The suspect attempted numerous times to stab Wilcoxon, who successfully disarmed the suspect. Mr. Redner rushed into the house and grabbed the suspect from behind, pinned his arms across his body, which enabled the pair to control the suspects until police agents arrived. Subsequent investigation revealed that the suspect was high on drugs and the woman had sustained numerous life-threatening stab wounds. Detectives have no doubt that these two men saved her life. Gentlemen, your selfless actions epitomize a good Samaritan who displays compassion and courage even while jeopardizing your own welfare. So in recognition of your actions, I'm honored to award Mr. Wilcoxon with a Citizen Citation of Valor and Mr. Rednor with a Citizen Citation for distinguished service. Thank you, gentlemen. Again, thank you, gentlemen. What a brave act that both of you committed there, so thank you very much. I'd now like to invite Scott McNeil to the stage. And Scott is going to be receiving the Chief Special Recognition, Special Support by an Organization Award. So Scott's the president of the Foothills Credit Union. So Scott, you and the Foothills Credit Union have shown steadfast support for the men and women of the Lakewood Police Department. For several years, you've been the main sponsor of our Broken Club Classic Golf Tournament, benefiting the Lakewood Police Employee Assistance Foundation, and you have committed again to do so this year, so thank you. And that foundation provides relief and support to the men and women of the Lakewood Police Department during catastrophic times, so health or family issues. So your support really means a lot to us. Additionally, you sponsor and donate to the Colorado Association of Sex Crimes Investigators, which is also a Lakewood Police Department-sponsored organization that holds an annual conference every year. And it's one of the most prestigious sex crimes conferences in the nation. When members of our department have experienced tremendous loss or tragedy, the Foothills Credit Union is the first to offer support. You also support city events to include historical programs, concert series, education in the arts, environmental and sustainability activities, as well as wellness and financial seminars to all employees free of charge. So with over 60 financial institutions in Lakewood, the Foothills Credit Union routinely reaches out and provides unwavering support to the police department. At a time when positive police and community relations are more essential than ever, you stand as a shining example of dedicated commitment and support to our employees. So the Chief Special Recognition Award is presented to a person or entity in order to recognize special support to the police department or its personnel. Scott, you embody that definition, and I take pride in presenting you this award, so thank you, Scott. Scott was worried he was going to have to give a speech, but I think he's lucky on this one. The next award is a Lifesaving Award, and this is presented to Detective Shauna Gilbert, who could not be here today. She's in court, actually on a murder trial, so she's pretty busy today. On May 11th, 2016, Shauna participated in the Road to Hope, and that's a 3-day bicycle tour raising money for families of police officers killed in the line of duty. During day 2, she observed one of the riders fall over, and he was unconscious and had no pulse and was not breathing. She and 2 other riders performed CPR and utilized an AED. Due to their efforts, the officer regained a heartbeat and began breathing on his own. He was transported to a nearby hospital, and we're told he's resumed his duties as a police sergeant in Ohio, where he resides. Speaker of the House Paul Ryan learned of this incident and honored Shauna by giving her a certificate of an American flag flown over the U.S. Capitol. So it's our pleasure to present Shauna with this award, this life-saving medal, upon her return to duty after court. So give Shauna a big round of applause, please. Our next award is also for a recipient who is not here, and this is a Police Service Award, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and this goes to retired Sergeant John Hitchens. And he's unable to join us, but we're still going to honor him today. John had a stellar career at the Lakewood Police Department spanning more than 33 years. He demonstrated bravery when lives mattered and patience and persistence toward peaceful resolutions when possible. He was committed to the citizens of Lakewood and contributed to numerous important programs within the police department. And he'll be presented this award at a later date when he's available. But John received several awards for bravery and courage in the line of duty. He was a member of our SWAT team, our training staff, K-9 sergeant. There's not much that John didn't do in his stellar career at the Lakewood Police Department. So we wish John were here, but please give him a round of applause. The next award is a Police Service Award, and I'd like to invite Division Chief Anita Kester, Agents Chris Alfano, Jamie Cardenas, Matt Christensen, and Fred Peters to come up to the stage. The department has an ongoing goal of finding, hiring, and retaining quality individuals with a strong commitment to the police department and to the community, as well as a talent for this job as a police agent. A mentoring program allows us to develop recruits who will embrace the challenges of law enforcement with confidence, energy, and commitment. In 2016, these 5 individuals accepted the goal of creating a mentoring program. By meeting several hours bi-monthly for a year, this group exhibited a vision and desire to create a successful program. Each of you were in constant contact with peers nationwide, researched existing programs, and drafted documents that created buy-in by the department. You crafted policies, letters, surveys, evaluations, and pairing selection guidelines. You produced a 20-hour training program and an open forum for honest conversations. You met with recruits individually to successfully pair them with the most compatible mentor and continue to do so for the future classes. You coordinated dinners to facilitate engagement and served as mentors yourselves. In light of the dedication to success, personal initiative, and ingenuity you have shown, it is my pleasure to present you with the Lakewood Police Department's Police Service Medal. Thank you. We have a couple really big awards here, and I think you'll understand when you hear about these why there's so many police members involved. So this first award is a Distinguished Service Award, and this is a service medal that's awarded to an employee who demonstrates bravery, courage, and self-sacrifice for others where significant risk is involved. We also have a Chief's Commendation as part of this group. It's awarded to employees who maintain their composure when faced with a highly volatile situation and demonstrate selfless conduct during a time of crisis. So receiving the Distinguished Medal Award, I'd like to invite Sergeants Todd Falsing, Dennis Jackson, Brian Lovejoy to the stage, and along in that same group, Agents Chris Alfano, Jamie Cardenas, John Corey, and Grady Sheehy. Please come forward. And then receiving the Chief's Commendation in the same incident, I'd like to invite these agents to the stage. Agents Alan Alden, Matt Christensen, Lisa Davis, Mark Gaffney, Nick Gibson French, Kayla Nobby, Ryan McCallop, Vanessa Schultz, Kyle Senema, Devin Tremor, and dispatchers Rob Dry, Cherish Fetters, and Lindsay Coons. On July 10, 2016, agents responded to the 200 block of South Ingle Street where they were met by 2 victims who had been shot while in their apartment. They reported a third shooting victim was unable to move and remained in an apartment. Neighbors indicated that the shooter might still be inside another nearby apartment. Sergeants Lovejoy, Jackson, and Falsing, along with agents Corey, Cardenas, Alfano, and Sheehy, formulated a rescue plan for the wounded victim. Unable to locate the shooter, the agents were potentially exposed to gunfire as they cautiously moved up the stairs carrying a gurney. Once inside the apartment, the third victim was moved to the gurney and the team carried her back to safety and medical attention. Agents later learned that the shooter, armed with an additional weapon, had a clear view from inside his father's apartment of the staircase that they had just used. Meanwhile, dispatchers were able to contact the father of the suspect and convince him to leave the apartment. Still armed, the suspect remained inside, firing rounds into the air. When further conversation failed, a SWAT team call-out was initiated, which resulted in the use of less lethal force to remove the suspect and to take him into custody. So Sergeants Falsing, Lovejoy, Jackson, Agent Sheehy, Alfano, Corey, and Cardenas, you demonstrated bravery and courage while rescuing a seriously wounded victim, despite the significant risk to your well-being or possible loss of life. So it's my honor to present you with the Lakewood Police Department Medal for Distinguished Service. Thank you. Agents Davis, Alden, Gibson French, Gaffney, Nobby, Cinema, Trimmer, McCallop, Schultz, Christensen, and dispatchers Dry, Fetters, and Coons. As a result of your team efforts to contain the perimeter, coordinate the command post, interview witnesses, make voice commands to the suspect, it is my privilege to award you with a Chief's Commendation. So thank you. All of you performed your duties according to the department's highest standards of conduct, maintaining your composure in the midst of a volatile situation. So thank you and congratulations. Let's give them another round of applause for that courage. And Devin, you may want to just come on back up here, okay? The next award is one of our highest awards. It's the Medal of Valor. And Agent Devin Trimmer is going to be receiving this, and I'd ask Sergeant Jason Maines to come to the stage, as he's going to be receiving this also. And as part of this, we also have a lot of Chief's commendations to award in this, a different incident here, but some of the same people that were up here before, I'm going to invite you back up again. Sergeants Todd Falsing, Nate Muller, Agents Chris Alfano, Agent Eric Brennan, Jason Frink, Nicholas Gibson French, Gordon Lawcock, Matthew Leapsack, Patrick Lone, Ryan McCallop, Dan Millard, Dara Packett, Daniel Schub, and Sean Reith, and then dispatchers Chris Green, Lindsay Coons, and Kelsey Loeb. So please join us up here. Again, another big crowd, but I think you'll understand when you hear what happened. Shortly after 10 p.m. on July 31st, 2016, our dispatch received a call from a woman reporting that a man had shot at her with a shotgun. She had left the scene but was able to provide the address and some basic information. Responding agents developed a plan to contain the suspect and requested the assistance of additional agents to take up a variety of tactical and perimeter units. The suspect was contacted by phone and ordered to leave the apartment. The intoxicated man turned off the lights in his apartment and eventually exited through the back door. He was armed with a shotgun, and when agents heard sounds of a round being chambered into the shotgun, they immediately sought cover. As Sergeant Maines worked his way to a better vantage point, he could see the suspect moving toward Agent Trimmer and was able to warn her. Upon seeing Agent Trimmer, the suspect fired the shotgun. Agent Trimmer was able to return fire, striking the suspect twice. The wounded man then retreated to his residence, and when confronted by Sergeant Maines, he fired the shotgun again. Sergeant Maines avoided being shot, but was unable to return fire safely. Agent Trimmer radioed to Sergeant Maines, confirming that she was uninjured and that she believed her shots had hit the suspect. Once inside, the suspect then called 911 for medical assistance and began to fire multiple rounds in the apartment. Still armed, he exited his residence, where agents were finally able to take him into custody and arrange for medical attention. Sergeant Maines and Agent Trimmer, your actions that evening were certainly heroic, and you showed a high level of courage while subjected to extreme risk to your own lives. Furthermore, you protected the lives of innocent citizens and fellow officers, and it is therefore my honor to bestow upon you the Lakewood Police Department Medal of Valor. Congratulations. Also on that scene, performing a variety of assignments, the following will be receiving the Chief's Commendation for their composure and professionalism when under fire and confronted with such a volatile set of circumstances, and that would be Sergeants Muller, Falsing, Agents Brennan, McCallop, Millard, Frink, Agents Packett, Shube, Alfano, Lawcock, Leapsack, Reith, Agents Lone, Gibson French, and Dispatchers Green, Loeb, and Coons. So congratulations and thank all of you. Let's give them another round of applause. I think you can see why there's so many people involved in these situations that we encounter. Next, I'd like to invite Sergeant John Romanis to the stage. John is going to be receiving the Hall of Fame Award. The Hall of Fame is awarded to an employee who has distinguished himself through the acts of professionalism, demonstration of leadership, peer recognition, and significant career achievements. Sergeant Romanis entered the Lakewood Police Department Academy in 1977, and after graduation qualified as a crime scene investigator, as a field training agent in patrol, and then later he was selected as a theft team detective. He was also a member of the SWAT team. In 1990, John was promoted to sergeant and served in patrol, internal affairs, crimes against children, and the traffic team. And from 1992 to 2010, John served as a SWAT team sergeant, and he currently holds the distinction of being the department's senior sergeant. From June to September of 2016, he filled in as an acting commander in the patrol division, and John was given an award for his work in that, but I think he was happy to get back to his patrol duties as a sergeant. Sergeant Romanis has distinguished himself throughout his career and is highly decorated. Early in his career, he responded to a call of a bank robbery. The robbery suspect used an explosive device, took a hostage at gunpoint, and pulled the employee into his car. John and his teammates were able to come to get this situation to a successful resolution when the employee escaped, and then the suspect detonated the explosive device in his car. In addition to numerous chief's commendations, he's received a Police Service Award for his role in the Lakewood Police Department's involvement in the 2008 Democratic National Convention. He has earned 3 medals for distinguished service, once for disarming a suicidal female who was holding a knife and a child, secondly for his role in arresting a suspect threatening others with knives, and finally as a participant of the SWAT team for its response to the Columbine High School tragedy. Sergeant Romanis was one of the Lakewood personnel who made the iconic rescue of an injured student from a school window. On March 5th, 1995, Sergeant Romanis was awarded the Medal of Valor when he responded to assist another agent struggling with a suspect. The suspect had taken the agent's weapon and fired a shot. Sergeant Romanis ultimately used deadly force in saving the life of a fellow officer. Perhaps one of John's lasting legacies will be his contribution to his fellow officers. In 1996, he was founder of the department's peer support team, and this team is dedicated to assisting employees involved in critical incidents or other crisis situations. His leadership has brought formal training and counseling to the police department members as well as coordinating family events, and he clearly believes we are a small family at the Lakewood Police Department. Sergeant Romanis, your contributions and many accolades are remarkable. You have served this department and the Lakewood community with excellence in service and professionalism. So it's my distinct privilege to award you the Lakewood Police Department Hall of Fame Award. So John, congratulations and thank you for your service. You know, today's awards are just an example of some of the selfless actions of the men and women of the Lakewood Police Department. And there are a lot of acts that go on day in and day out that are never noticed by the public, that just are incredible, heroic efforts by members of our agency. And, you know, it's an honor to be up here to recognize everybody in the Lakewood Police Department. You know, their goal is to make our community safer and the lives of our citizens better and safer, and I think we do a good job at that. So please, let's give all these award recipients one final round of applause. And I also wanted to point out there in the back of the program, there's a longevity recognition for a lot of our employees who have been with the department 20, 30, 35, 40 years. And so, and I'd also like to recognize Lori. Come on out here, Lori. Lori has been here for 45 years, so let's give her a round of applause. And thanks to Lori for her work today on this ceremony, and Steve Davis, our public information officer. They did an incredible job. And thank you to Commander Buchan again for his work in the awards committee and our command staff. But once again, thank you all for being here. It really, really means a lot to us. We really appreciate the support, and we'll continue to do our best to serve our community and serve our citizens and serve you. So thank you all. Stay safe and have a wonderful day.